ॐ नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। Chapter 2, Shloka 15. यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःखसुखं धीरम् सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते। The sadhanas of a mumukshu are the qualities of a mukta. As mumukshus, we are expected to inculcate certain qualities. For example, titiksha, one of the several qualities. No, in a jnani is a mukta, because when there is jnana, he has to be mukta. In a mukta, in a jnani, we are talking about a jivan mukta. When there is jnana, he will continue to live, yet he is mukta. It's called a jivan mukta. In a jivan mukta, the qualities will be spontaneously available without effort. As far as an ajnani is concerned, he has to cultivate titiksha with effort, so that he will become a jnani in due course of time. But once he becomes a jnani, titiksha is spontaneous. It is there as a quality, not as a sadhana. When we call it a sadhana, it means it is to be cultivated with effort, constant effort. In Shloka 14, Bhagavan presented titiksha as a sadhana to Arjuna and people like Arjuna, the ajnanis, the mumukshus. Tan titikshasva bharata, please cultivate titiksha. And for cultivating titiksha, to facilitate the cultivation of titiksha, he gave an understanding about the experiences, the favorable and unfavorable experiences in life. Agamapayinaha anityaha, they come and go. Anityaha. With this understanding, you can accept them, endure them as a sadhana to qualify for Atmajnana. In Shloka 15, Krishna talks about titiksha as a quality of a jnani. In a jnani, the quality of titiksha is effortlessly present. And how did he arrive at this? By practicing titiksha with effort. Therefore, the practice of titiksha, cultivation of titiksha in due course of time leads to titiksha of a jnani, which is effortless, which is present as the very quality of the Jivan Mukta. So this is the description of a jnani. He Purusha Rishabha, Purushanam Rishabha, Purusha Rishabha. Bull among men, it is an expression in Sanskrit. So bull indicates great. Bull implies great. Great among men. Hero among men. Purusha Rishabha. Bhagavan is addressing Arjuna. He Purusha Rishabha. Yam hi, which jnani. This is a description of a jnani. Samadukha sukham dhiram. A jnani is a dhiraha. A jnani. Dhihi asya astiti dhiraha. He has buddhi, jnana, therefore he is dhiraha. He is samadukha sukhaha. He is equal in pleasure and pain. The experiences of pleasure and pain do not disturb him, do not disturb his inner calmness. Sukha does not produce harsha, and dukkha does not produce vishada. Purusham, he is a Purusha. He still continues to be alive as a Jivan Mukta. Jivan eva Muktaha. While being alive, he is Mukta. Etena vyathayanti. Ete means Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, and so on. These Shitoshna ityadi, they don't disturb him. They do not shake him. So that kind of a person is a Jivan Mukta. Saha amritatvaya kalpate. This kind of a person, a jnani, amritatvaya kalpate. He is capable of getting moksha. So a jnani is capable of getting moksha. Means his moksha is not away. Moksha is in his hands. He has already attained moksha. Shitoshnadin. We will read the Bhashya, Sambandha Bhashya. In some Gita press book, it may be before the shloka, right? Yeah. Shitoshnadin sahataha kim syat iti. Shitoshnadin sahataha, one who endures Shita, Ushna and so on, as a mumukshu. Kim syat, kim prayojanam syat, what purpose it will serve, what benefit will he derive thereof in the long run. Iti. So why someone should endure Shitoshna and so on. The answer is, as a result of cultivating Titiksha, one becomes eligible for Atmajnana. And when he listens to the Upadesha, he does not take very long to assimilate Atmajnana. Then he becomes a Jnani. So that is the idea in the answer. Shranu iti shranu, please listen. Bhashyakara puts this word into the mouth of Krishna. Yam hi iti, yam hi purusham samadukha sukham same dukha sukhe yasya tam samadukha sukham sukha dukha praptau harsha vishada rahitam धीरं धीमन्तं न व्यथयन्ति न चालयन्ति नित्यात्मदर्शनात् एते यथोक्ताः शीतोष्णादयः सः नित्यात्मदर्शननिष्ठः द्वन्द्वसहिष्णुः अमृतत्वाय अमृतभावाय मोक्षाय कल्पते समर्थो भवति यम हि पुरुषम. So a given purusha samadukha sukham, he is samadukha sukha, he has pleasure and pain equal. Sama means both pleasure and pain do not cause fluctuation in his mind. Harsha and Vishada, it does not cause. That is why they are as good as equal, Sama. There is a description of Sri Ramachandra. Prasannatayanagatabhishekataha tathanamamlau vanavasa-dukkataha mukhambuja Shri Raghunandanasya me sadastu sa manjula mangala prada. In Ayodhya, they decided that Ramachandra will become the next king. Dasharatha decided to arrange for Rama's coronation, Abhisheka, and it was announced. And someone brought the message to Rama, you are going to be the next king. The shloka describes the face of Ramachandra. Prasannatam yanagatabhishekataha. When the news came, Ramachandra's face did not show the sign of elation. He just smiled, a simple smile. Not that he jumped with the joy. He didn't jump with the joy. There was no elation, no harsha. He accepted. Okay, I am going to the king. Acceptance. If it was an ajnani, he would have jumped 100 times. I am going to be the king, I am going to be the king, I am going to be the king. Then you know what happened in the palace. There was a Manthara, and she approached Kaikeyi and gave some advice. Why don't you make your son the king? Go and ask. This is the right time to ask. Don't delay. Then Kaikeyi went and cried. Then Dasharatha felt sad. Oh, this I have already promised something. I cannot break my words. And he said, yes, Bharata will become king. Let Rama go to forest. Then the same messenger was sent to Rama. The messenger was unhappy. You are not going to be the king. You have to go to forest. 14 years. And he expected Rama to cry. But the shloka, the author explains what happened to Rama's face? Rama's Mukhambuja. His face looked like a lotus. Mukhambuja Shrihi. It did not fade. Not a single line of sadness. Not a single line of disappointment. Tathana mamlau vanavasa dukkhataha. So that is samadukha sukha. He just accepted. Okay, I'll go to forest. What does it matter? So he went to forest. The qualities of Ramachandra are the qualities of Sthita Prajna. Someone was asking me why Vedanta students should study Ramayana. In Vedanta, especially in Bhagavad Gita, we study the qualities of a Sthita Prajna, a Jivan Mukta, a Jnani. The qualities that are desirable in a Jnani. And a Mumukshu is expected to cultivate them with effort. Bhagavad Gita describes all of them. But to emulate them, we need a role model. Ramayana gives the role model. That is how Ramayana begins. Valmiki approaches Narada. Kon vasmin sampratam loke gunavan kascha viryavan. In the present world, who has all the noble qualities? Kaha gunavan, who has all the noble qualities? Then, as an answer, Narada describes Ramachandra. Ikshvaku vamsha prabhavaha Ramo nama janishutaha. And he lists the qualities of Ram. And throughout Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, you can find the description of the qualities of Ram. So this is one quality. Harsha, samadukha sukha. Samadukha sukham. Bhashyakara explains, Sukha dukkha praptau harsha vishada rahitam. When sukha comes, there is no harsha. Sukha praptau harsha rahitam. And dukkha praptau vishada rahitam. No elation and no dejection. Dhiram is equal to Dhimantam. Dhira means Dhimanta. In some places, Dhira will mean Viveki. One who has Nityanitya Viveka can be called Dhira. In Kathopanishad it will come. Shreyo hi dhiro bhipreyaso vrinite. There, Dhira means one who has Nityanitya Viveka. Whereas here, Dhira means Dhimantaha, Jnani. A Jnani. Dhimantam. Dhihi asya asti iti dhiman. One who has dhihi, jnana. Na vyathayanti. Etena vyathayanti. Ete is the karta of yathayanti. Ete means sukha dukkha shitoshnadayaha. Yathoktaha shitoshnadayaha. Shita, Ushna and so on, which were mentioned before in the previous shloka. Na vyathayanti is equal to na chalayanti. They do not shake him. They do not disturb him. Why they do not disturb him? Nityatma darshanat. Because he is constantly aware of the Atma which is Nitya, which is eternal. I am the Atma, the Nityaha. I am the Nitya Atma. And all these are Anitya. Not only Anitya, they are also Mithya, unreal. It will be clarified in the next shloka. He is constantly aware of the truth. Nityatma darshanat. That is why the experiences, the events in life, whether favorable or adverse, they do not have the ability to disturb him. They do not have the capacity to disturb him. Therefore, he is muktaha. Saha nityatma darshana nishthaha. He is a nityatma darshana nishthaha. He abides in the Atma darshanam. Darshanam means jnanam, knowledge. He abides in the knowledge of Nitya Atma. Aham Nityaha Atma. He is constantly aware of this. That is why he is not afraid of vaccination or injection, anything. They will pierce my body, a small needle. It doesn't pierce the Atma. Dvandva Sahishnuhu. So, Dvandva Sahishnu. Dvandva means pair of opposites. Shita and Ushna. It is one Dvandva, a pair of opposites. And Sukha and Dukkha. It is another Dvandva, another pair of opposite. So, he is able to withstand the Dvandva. Dvandva Sahishnuhu. One who is able to withstand the Dvandvas without getting shaken. So, Dvandva Sahishnuta is Titiksha. What is the definition of Titiksha in Tattvabodha? Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadi Dvandva Sahishnuta. Dvandva Sahishnuta is Titiksha. Amritatvaya is equal to Amrita Bhavaya. The status of being Amrita. Amrita means freedom from death. Free from death is Amrita. न विद्यते मृतं मृत्युः यस्य सः अमृतः. One who does not have mritam, mritam means mrityuh, bhavektah, napumsake bhavektah. Mritam means mrityuh. न विद्यते मृतं यस्य सः अमृतः तस्य भावः अमृतत्वम. The status of being free from death means moksha. So amritatvaya is equal to amrita bhavaya. The status of being free from death means samsara. Death stands for samsara, freedom from samsara. Means moksha. Mokshaya kalpate. Kalpate means samartho bhavati. So this is a special usage of chaturthi vibhakti. Klupi sampadyamane cha. So he becomes capable of. In that sense chaturthi is used. So with the dhatu which has the meaning of samartho bhavati, we use chaturthi. So he gets moksha. He is muktaha. Even while being alive, he is muktaha. Jivan muktaha. And even after death, he does not have one more janma. Free from all embodiment, free from all shariras. It is called Videha Mukti. He gets Videha Mukti. श्लोक 16. नासतो विद्यते भावः ना भावो विद्यते सतः उभयोरपि दृष्टोऽन्तः त्वनयोस्तत्त्वदर्शिभिः. Yeah, this is a tricky shloka. As I have told the story, he has to give some tricky shloka to Ganesha to write, so that Vyasa can take some rest, power nap. So after this shloka, Vyasa could have got a long break, because even for Ganesha it wouldn't have been easy to decipher properly. This shloka gives the essence of Vedanta. Atma Satyaha Jagan Mithya. Atma is Satyaha and Jagat, which is nothing but Anatma, is Mithya. This message is beautifully conveyed in this shloka. That is why even the Bhashya is very profound. One of the most profound parts of the Bhashya can be found under this shloka. नासतो विद्यते भावः. In this shloka, Sat and Asat should be understood properly. Sat, what is Sat? कालत्रयेपि तिष्ठति त्रिकालेपि तिष्ठति इति सत्. Sat means the one which is present in all three times. What is Sat? Already we have seen in shloka 12 and 13. Krishna has talked about Sat, something which does not change with the time. Atma. Atma is Sat. Then Asat. What is Asat? Anything other than Sat is Asat. Means Anatma. Anatma is Asat. All objects. Anatma is Asat. The Anatma consists of various forms. Rupa and Nama. You have given a name also. Nama and Rupa. A better expression is word and meaning. Shabda and Artha. That is what we mean by Nama and Rupa. Rupa does not mean just a form. The Rupa includes all that the word entails. For example, the pot. The word pot, whatever idea the word pot carries, is present here. It has a shape, it has some functionality. The shape and functionality, all that is Rupa. Whatever makes it eligible to be called a pot is Rupa. Meaning, the meaning of the word pot is Rupa. So, Nama and Rupa. All Anatma are Nama and Rupa. So that is what Krishna mentions here as Asat. Asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Asat, Anatma, Nama Rupa does not have bhavaha, does not have existence. Bhava means existence. It doesn't have existence. For example, the pot, does it have any existence? The pot does not have an existence. If it has an existence, you could have been able to take the pot, leaving the clay behind there. You cannot separate the pot from the clay. Therefore, the existence belongs to the clay. The pot does not have an existence. It does not have bhava. Yet, we perceive it as a pot. And not only as pot, pot is. We perceive the pot with the existence. Ghataha asti. Pot is. How is it possible? Then we have to say that the pot has borrowed existence from clay. From clay, the pot has borrowed existence. The existence of the clay is perceived in the pot. It is an endorsed existence, not an intrinsic existence, but endorsed existence. Just like our currency notes, we have currency note, right? 2000 rupees currency note, 500 rupees currency note, 100 rupees currency note. What is the value of this currency note when you print? How much does it cost? Please find in the Google the printing and manufacturing value of a currency note. It must be around a few paisa, that's all. 25 paise or 30 paise, that's all. Its value is only that much. Just a paper, just a piece of paper. It doesn't have any value of its own. The intrinsic value of a currency note is almost nil. But then there is an endorsement by the Reserve Bank of India. I promise to pay the bearer a sum of rupees 100. Shaktikant Das, Governor, Reserve Bank of India. That is what gives value to the currency note. It is endorsed value. So a currency note has intrinsic value and endorsed value. Intrinsic value is almost nil. Then there is endorsed value of 100 rupees. That is currency. And you remove the endorsement, its value is gone. That is what happened during demonetization. All the endorsement is withdrawn, no more valid. Likewise, the pot's existence of the pot, it is not intrinsic to the pot. It is endorsed by the clay. Without the endorsement of existence by the clay, the pot does not have anything of its own. The pot does not exist. This kind of an object, which does not have intrinsic existence but endorsed existence, is called mithya. What is mithya? Anatma is mithya. Namarupa is mithya. Jagan mithya. Jagat is mithya. Because it does not have existence of its own. That is the idea of the first quarter, first pada. Then the second pada. Na bhavo vidyate satah. Satah atmanah. Sat means atma, which does not undergo any change. Nityaha. Therefore sat. Satah abhavaha na vidyate. Sat atma does not have abhava. It does not have non-existence. Its existence cannot be denied. Existence cannot be negated. That means it is satyam. It is badha rahitam. Badha rahitam means it cannot be negated. Badha rahitam is satyam. Satyatvam badha rahityam. Atma satyaha. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. Sat does not have abhava. Means sat is badha rahitam. Satyam. Atma satyaha. Atma is satya. Anatma mithya. Atma satyaha. Jagan mithya. Atma satyaha. This is the essence of Vedanta. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. So jivo brahmaiva naparaha means atma brahmaiva. So atma satyaha. Anayoho ubhayoho api antaha. Antaha, the ascertained conclusion, the ascertained truth of these two. Anayoho ubhayoho. Atma anatmanoho. Sadasatoho. Of these two. Antaha, the truth of these two is understood by the jnanis. Tattvadarshibihi, by the jnanis, it is properly understood. Drishtaha. Tattvadarshibihi anayoho ubhayoho antaha drishtaha. The truth of these two is properly understood by the jnanis. A jnani knows fully, very well, that the anatma is mithya, jagat is mithya, and the atma alone is satya. One who knows this very well is a jnani. That is the idea of second line, second half. So the whole gist of Vedanta is condensed in this one shloka. We will see the bhashya in the following session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ।